The Morgan Aero 8, the first all-new Morgan in more than half a century, appeared in 2001, and it caused some considerable controversy. The controversy being, it looked like the illegitimate offspring of a pre-war MG and a Volkswagen Beetle looking at a 50p pence sitting right on its nose. Anyhow, they've gone and fixed it. The Aero 8 has had corrective laser surgery. Look, straight eyes. It's no longer bug-eyed. But even with its corrective surgery, the Aero 8 is still a very controversial car. People don't quite know what to make of it. I suspect they don't like the way it looks, but they like what it represents. Because what the Aero 8 represents is a legendary British manufacturer with the skills and financial backing to develop an all-aluminium chassis and design a car that fitted with their idea of what a modern Morgan should be. And that's the key to understanding the Aero 8. It doesn't want to be a modern sports car. It wants to take the driving and ownership experience of a traditional Morgan and drag it somewhere towards the present day. Now, of course, it couldn't do this alone, so along came BMW. Word has it that at some motor show in the late 90s, as Morgans scratched their heads and wondered how the hell they'd get through more stringent emissions and crash tests, some BMW honcho strolled onto the stand, announced that they loved Morgans and would happily allow the little Morvanites access to its parts department. So the next time you consider spitting on any anti-socially driven 3 Series, remember this, that without BMW there would be no Mini, there would be no Rolls-Royce, and there'd also be no Morgan. The Germans basically own our crown jewels these days. Now this is the slightly revised Aero 8. So the basics are the same as before, a 4.4 litre BMW V8 now with 325 horsepower and 330 foot-pounds of torque. This is the Aero America, the American version, but curiously will still be sold here with slightly different front and rear bumpers for their crash tests. It's about £65,000. So what's it like to drive the old Aero 8 America? Endearing, and lots of other adjectives that help cover up the fact that it has many deficiencies, but it is somehow very special. Whatever I say about the Aero 8, it's like nothing else I've driven since I last drove an Aero 8, really. It's a completely unique experience. It's a motoring experience. And that's what you've got to do with the Aero 8. You've got to forget the fact that the clock is somewhere over there and that only the passenger's left knee can actually tell the time. You've got to buy into the whole experience. There's nothing else like it on the road. I get so tired of people saying, oh, you could buy a Boxster for 20 grand less. So what? Porsche, when it developed the Boxster, had more money to spend on the left rear light cluster than Morgan did for this whole car. What I'd say about the Morgan is, it's a long way from perfect, but it's very, very special. And the world is most definitely a better place because cars like this still exist. And if people went out and bought a Boxster the whole time, we wouldn't have cars like this. So you have to give it the thumbs up as an experience. This car has now done 26 miles. So I've done 16 miles in my new car. And you know what? It's the most bloody frustrating thing on the planet. I can't stand it.